Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
It smells like a new car. It smells like a new house.
New house. Do houses smell? Yeah, I guess they do smell, right? With paint. Get that paint smell to it.
Yes.
That new.
He doesn't know what Red Friday is. No one told Dave Sharapan the memo that it's Red Friday, not Red Wednesday.
We didn't get the memo.
Red Friday.
Wear what we want to wear. We went over this already. Nobody tells me what to wear, including you. As a guy who hung around the business long enough, as long as I did, it's an absolute pleasure to meet young people that wanted to come or just moved to Vegas and said, hey, man, I just applied for a job and I got it. I want to write tickets. I want to learn this business. And they would send them to me. Say, sit with Dave. So in between writing tickets and teaching them how to balance a drawer and what the terms were and why this guy was an asshole and why this guy was really nice and these people were tourists, you could spot them a mile away, try to teach them all the tricks, how they were going to get hustled for drink tickets and everything else. You got to talking and you got to learning. And I love listening. I love listening to people's stories and asking them questions and let people talking about themselves. I learned so much. I'll bet you ladies want to see a PLAYAKID. Yeah, not like the rest. Our style is deaf and we present ourselves as the very best on the microphone. We bring light to your soul. Your whole damn body we will control. So stay calm, don't get alarmed. Gonna relax you ladies with our deadly charm. Gonna go to work on you fellas too. Make you wanna do the things we do. Cause when our kid and play is in your town, you gotta keep rocking to the go-go sound. You gotta keep rocking all day and night. Cause we're a different delight. Dynamite on the mic. So shake it, your butt shake it down. We got the best music all around.
No.
Farrah's the producer. Wiz is the DJ. That's Perrault. Roll with Kid and Play. Now everybody say. Hola, hola, eh. Come on. Roger Long, 765, baby. Addison is the 702 via the 812.
Oh.
JR 33312 is in the 702. Pierre, 613. TP, are you with me? 206 coming in from Seattle. Wish I were there. You can be here.
Crew chief told a pool reporter after the game that Herman's hand, quote, the instant I looked at his hand, it was extremely shiny and extremely sticky. It's the stickiest hand I've ever felt. My fingers stopped. I was trying to read it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
You can't do that.
I didn't mean to. It was funny. Oh, no. Do you know? I did not know. I said, what do you mean? Those things at the butcher shop, like in Rocky when he was hitting the meat, and those things that hang down? He said meat curtains. And they said they were doing what you were doing. They were laughing at me.
It's a hard decision.
Your whole finger would you cut off if you had to pick?
Probably my pinky if I had to.
Are you nuts? It's a ring finger. Easy.
No.
What is this finger good for other than the ring? Such a cool thing, and I can't believe it's here. I was tweeting it last night, like Stanley Cup champion in Vegas. I can't believe it. We are Penn State bullshit.
Look how red-faced you are.
I'm pissed off.
Show the Bostonian versus the
It
book.
is funny. It's funny for who? Funny how? Funny like a clown? Funny? Unbelievable.
Funny how?
Oh, yeah, wind. You want wind with waves. Oh, yeah. Great surfing day.
It looks pretty rough out there.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great for surfing. With the rough.
Yeah, we ain't doing
that. Yeah. Go have fun.
Rockies. I've been telling people all week, you bet the Rockies until they lose. Yeah. That plus money, that only happens once or twice a season. Don't try to get in front of that streak. Get on the wave and ride it a
Ride
little
it.
bit, right?
Always
ride the
straight.
wave.
Dave and I, our hearts are full today when we see this. This is such an incredible thing to see you guys get on planes, to fly here, to watch the live show for today and tomorrow. We got the thing fixed. We're up. We're on a little late than we wanted to. I got to get a couple of things done to make it
Be
work.
deaf to negative thoughts.
Hell
and
yeah.
You can accomplish goals that you didn't know.
Beautiful.
Don't let negative thoughts cloud your mind.
And with that, we welcome you to what will be a very difficult episode of the Bostonian versus the book. My name is Matt Perrault. We are live on our YouTube channel. We are live on Instagram. We're live on Twitter. This is a show that I never thought we would do. And this will be a tough day. For those of you who are here live, thank you for being here, for being in the chat. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Eric for putting together that incredible video to pay tribute to Dave. In true BvB fashion, in true Dave Sharapan fashion, the second we start the show, everything crashed. Everything crashed. Everything went down. Did you guys see that? How everything went down? I just heard it in my head. Come back, Perrault, come back. Dave Sharapan was one of one. And I will do my best to explain to many of you what happened. I said a lot last night on a Discord channel chat that we did, and I'll tell you right here at the top that we're going to do that again. We're going to have another Discord chat for the brigade for you guys to talk about Dave, to remember, to tell stories. I think that's the most important thing about anyone, but Dave in particular, is the impact he had on so many people's lives. And the impact that he had on so many people through this show and Sports Grid and MLB Network and all the other things he did around the country. When I tell you that my show, or that my entire, 24 hours has been trying to answer people and answer questions and emails and text messages and DMs from people who want to know what happened and wanted to pass along condolences to Jessica and the family. If you are just tuning in and this is the first time you're watching this show, I apologize. This is not going to be a normal show. This is not going to be a typical sports talk show, sports gambling show. This is going to be different. I've kind of broken this up into two pieces. The first half of the show to be about Dave. The second half of the show to be in true Dave Sharapan fashion, talking about the numbers and talking about the games, the game tonight between the Ravens and the Lions, give you guys picks and plays and thoughts. I know you guys are rolling in the chat, and I will do my best to give you guys as much as I can from, to acknowledge you guys as these things. But, there's been a groundswell for people to want to express their condolences. I know today I was talking and DMing with Joe Fortenbaugh and David Pernham from ESPN. I know there is a tribute planned on ESPN today. So if you guys want to watch that, that's going to be somewhere around 1:45 Pacific time, 4:45 Eastern, I believe, that what Joe told me that they're planning on doing a tribute for Dave. I have a video that has never been shown that was made before Dave went into surgery for the transplant. And I'm going to air that today because I want you guys to see the people that are on that video. It's long. It's about 9 minutes, but I think it's pretty cool. And it shows you the impact that Dave had, the reach that Dave had. I made it for Dave before he went into surgery, because I wanted to give him some support, to show him how we all care about him. And look at you guys in the brigade. He got way more fuel from the brigade than he did any famous person, any media member out there. That's not who Dave Sharapan was. He wasn't about how many followers you had. He wasn't about, what job you had. He was about you as a person, as an individual. And I never have met anybody in my life that made somebody feel seen the way that Dave Sharapan made people feel seen. In person, one-on-one, when he had and you had his attention, there was nothing else going on in the world. It was just you and him, and he was locked in, and he wanted to know everything about what was happening in your life, what was going on behind the scenes. How could he help? What could he do? How could he be of assistance to you? Dave was not religious, but Dave missed his calling as a rabbi or as a priest, because the way people would pour their souls out to him, I doubt I ever will meet somebody who had that ability the way that Dave had that ability. And if you were one of those people that got a handwritten letter from Dave, or you were one of those people that got a phone call late night from Dave, or a DM from Dave, or a text from Dave, you know what I'm talking about. You know how he was so present. That was the word I always would say about Dave. Nobody was more present than him. He was right where he needed to be in that moment. Where his feet stood is where he was, and he wanted to be there for you. He wanted to be there. So I wanted to be there for him when he needed it. So quick backstory for a lot of you. Everyone's asking what happened. Why did this happen? I'm not going to get into all of it. This was not quick. Okay. So for those of us who have been in this conversation, and I know for some of you, I saw in the chat earlier, how did Dave die? He was 55 years old. How did he pass away? Like he's so young. How? A lot happened, but the cancer is not what took Dave from us. I kind of want to make that perfectly clear, that the cancer is not what ultimately took Dave, but it started the path that ultimately led to him passing away. His body just couldn't take it anymore. His body couldn't take everything that had been happening. And if you can take any solace, and this is what is giving me solace and giving me some comfort today, is that he's at peace, and he was not at peace before he left us. He was really he was battling, but he really had a big uphill climb ahead of him for a variety of reasons. And there were complications that happened that had nothing to do with him being diagnosed with mouth cancer and him having the transplant and him spending 2 weeks in the hospital. And for those of you who got text messages from Dave, or you saw his Twitter account, you saw how inconsistent it was and how it didn't make a lot of sense. Everybody asked questions like, what is going on? How is this possible? What I don't get it. And so I'm sitting, in New Hampshire, and I'm getting ready for this. I'm getting ready to go overseas. I'm getting ready, I'm with my family, and I'm trying to figure this out, and everyone's going, what is going on? And every time Dave sent a text message, it set up alarm bells, and everybody would come rushing to me, and they would say, what does this mean? And I would say, I don't know, because the guy who would respond to everything and everyone stopped responding to anyone. And that is what caused everybody to question what was happening. And it's only human nature to say, wait a minute, this is out of character for him. And that's what caused so many people to try to find out what is going on. So just know that, yes, cancer is what started this, but ultimately that's not what took Dave from us. His body had gone through so much in the wake. There are things that happened that do not need to be discussed here that happened afterwards. So just know, and if you are curious and you want to know more about the story and whatnot, we'll do it offline. We'll do it on our Discord channel when there's a smaller audience, and I'm not talking on national television. Okay. So it's not the place, but I do want to put a couple things up. And I do, if you missed what Jessica wrote and how incredibly beautiful that she wrote about Dave, and if you'll just bear with me, I know reading something this long is a little bit cumbersome, but I want to read it because the final story time from the book. Dave loved writing. He loved doing the story time for the book, and the family knew that Dave loved writing. The girls and I never thought we would be writing the final story time from the book. Our hearts are broken, and this is the hardest story we will ever have to tell. My husband, our dad, our best friend, Dave, passed away last night. Dave was more than someone behind the counter. He was a constant. He was a voice you trusted, the guy you knew the line before the books did, the one sharing stories from the book, the guy who could make you laugh even when the game was a bad beat. But to us, he was our everything. At home, Dave was not only talking point spreads and lines, he was teaching us about life, about loyalty, about standing tall in tough moments and showing up with integrity no matter the odds. He filled our days with humor, love, and endless lessons, the kind you only learn from someone who truly lived life with his whole heart. Our chapter with him here ended too soon, but the book of his life is overflowing with memories, laughter, and love. Those pages are written forever, and we'll carry them with us every single day. To family, friends, colleagues, and the BvB Brigade, that's you guys. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for loving him alongside us. He was proud of every story he told and every connection he made with all of you. We promise to do our best to keep those connections alive because they meant so much to him, and now they mean even more to us. Rest easy to the consig, the book, and our hero. Someone's calling me right now. Sorry. You will be our story. You will always be our story, and your love will be the line we never lose. We can't thank you enough for all your support during this difficult time. All the love, the consig girls, Mrs., Big, Middle, and Little. Nobody knows shit. Always forward, never straight. And F cancer. That was written by Jessica Sharapan. I have read that like 10 times. And that has ripped me up every single time I've read it. And it's beautiful. It's heart-wrenching. Yeah, there we go. I had to change the camera shot there. It was too close. You guys are going to get really up in my business here. The stories that are being told are remarkable. And I wanted to put a couple up on the screen here, or just one on the screen, because the last time I saw Dave, I was with one of the OG bookmakers in this business. And Chris Andrews is a gentleman. Chris Andrews is a unbelievable person and somebody who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. You know, you tend to learn a lot about people as to when things are really bad, what did they do? So I was driving here. I'd come back to Vegas. It was before my surgery, before I went back to New Hampshire, but I'd come back from the trip to Scotland. And I was driving out to dinner with Madeline, my daughter, and my phone rings. It's Chris Andrews. I'm like, what? Chris Andrews? Pick up the phone, and Chris says, Matt. I was like, yeah. He's like, where's Dave? And I was like, he's here. I have to see him. Can we go see him? When can you go? I don't want to go alone because I'm not sure where I'm going. And I've only met the family a couple of times. Can you come with me? I need to see Dave. So Chris goes, and rearranges his schedule. I find a time that works for the two of us. It works for the family, for all of us. And we all go. It's me, Dave, Chris Andrews, sitting in. His brother was in town as well. The four of us are all sitting around in the room, and we're just telling stories. We're just talking and we're telling stories. And then Chris tells the story that I had heard in passing, but I did not heard, and I never heard the full breadth of it. And he tweeted about it yesterday. Chris Andrews wrote, I was an usher at Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. The Penguins had a promotion where a kid took a shot from the red line into a tiny hole in a board set up in front of the goal. No one came close until 12-year-old little Davy Sharapan nailed it. 30 years later, we're at the Golden Nugget and realized it was him. To hear Chris tell that story in person was unbelievable. I mean, like, unbelievable. That these two guys
whose worlds crossed in Pittsburgh at a Penguins game. At a Penguins game. Like, how does that happen? And then Dave, 30 years later, is working for the usher in a sports book. And then we're all sitting in a hospital room together where Dave is battling. And Chris, and he's been very public about the battles in his own family and, you know, the things he has endured and what his family has suffered through. And he was an unbelievable resource for me to ask questions, to help me through my own grief and trying to understand what was going on. But that's the guy that Chris Andrews is. So if you haven't come to Vegas before and gone to the South Point and gone to their sports book, you really should. And when you're there, ask to see Chris and just shake his hand, because there are very few true gentlemen left in the world. And in this town, even fewer. But that man was unbelievable. He went back to go see Dave by himself while I was doing my surgery. I wasn't allowed to fly until the doctors cleared me to fly. So I was in New Hampshire for about 18 days and following my surgery. And Chris had sent me a text and said, I went to go try to see Dave, but he was asleep. He said, I waited for about an hour, but Dave, he didn't wake up. So I just left what I had brought him, and I'm going to go back to try to see him again at some point in the next couple of days. And, you know, there wasn't many people doing that. There were some, but there were not many. And I talked a little bit about this last night, and in the wake of my own anger, in the wake of my own frustration and shock and awe, I'm trying very hard to watch what I say. As Dave always says, look at the tattoo. I'm looking at the tattoo, but I want to say a lot about what I've seen on social media from some people. And the pictures and the posts. Okay. Like, it struck me this morning when I was preparing for this show that picture, that was the original Bostonian versus the book and Pat McAfee. Matt Perrault's taken that picture. Matt Perrault is no longer with us. And now Dave is no longer with us. If you want to know how fast things can change, if you want to know how fleeting life is, look at that picture. Because half that picture is not with us any longer. That stunned me. When I saw that this morning, I was like, whoa. You don't know how much time you have. At the end of the day, you don't know how much time you have here. And so live every day, live every moment in the memory of Dave, in the memory of Matt Perrault, to, you know, squeeze every little bit of life out of your day. Be 1% better. A better person, a better father, a better husband, a better spouse, a better worker, whatever you need to be better at. Try to be better 1% every day. To honor Dave, to honor anybody else. So this is one of those moments for me that as a broadcaster, Dave loved this. He absolutely loved this. And for those of you who don't know the whole origin story of the two of us as to like where we were and how we became, I'll get to it in the opening line here in just 1 second. But, you know, there's so much joy that man had. It just overflowed. It overflowed, and he loved doing the business of broadcasting. He absolutely loved it. He went to school for it. He did all these other things, and then he found his way. The universe put us together in the Palms, where he walked in, and Jason Symbol, a name you guys might know, was the guy who was pushing the odds with me. And Jason Symbol left to take a different job when sports gambling was just in its infancy and just starting to grow. Symbol took a different job, and Dave walked in and he was like, I want to do content. And I said, great. So does everybody. I was just like, okay. And he's like, well, I want to do it. And I go, okay, I have my deal with CG. So if you want to do it, that's great. Go tell CG you want to do it. And he told CG, and they're like, we don't care, Dave, you can do it. And Dave did it. Dave went and did it. And, you know, from there, it just went. He had the stroke. He survived the stroke. He saw his dad, and his dad told him it wasn't time yet. I'm at peace with the idea that his dad told him it was time. That he had suffered enough, that he had fought long enough, that he had endured enough, and his dad said, it's okay. You don't have to be here anymore. You can go. And that's why his body gave out, because it was his time. And he was able to do it on his own terms. Dave being at peace is what does give me some comfort. Not a lot, but it does give me some on this. Yeah, you know what, Brett? This is a great post. This is so true. Chris Otto is right. Dave had thousands of friends, but he made every one of you feel like you were his best friend. That's true. That's 100% true on this. That's 100% true. I want to do, and I've been doing this every Monday. I've been doing my 5 favorite things from the weekend. Dave passing away is not one of them. It's not even right. But I do want to do a quick top 5 favorite things that I got to experience with Dave Sharapan. And I think some of you guys will agree with the things we got to do. Opening line, there'll never be another consig. There really won't be. I remember when we got together and we were creating ideas for the show and we were trying to find unique things, and Dave came up with this idea on the air. We were on the air. If you guys are OG, like original, you remember the conversation Dave and I had when we were trying to figure out, one, how to name the audience. Like, what the hell are we going to name the audience? We're like, BvB, all B's. He's like, how about the Brigade? And like we kind of chewed on that off air and kind of like talked about that a little bit off air. And then we came to the idea that, okay, BvB Brigade, that's the audience. That makes sense. That's what you guys are going to be a part of. That's awesome. How do we identify the Brigade? How do we make the Brigade stand out? How do we make the Brigade be something? And Dave came up with the idea for Roll Call Friday. I don't know where the hell he pulled that out. Honest to God, I have no idea. He's like, everyone loves roll calls. What if we just like dab a map and like go ahead and like my brain started to reel, because that's what happened. Dave would say something, my brain would start to go, and I would go figure out a way how to do it. And then we would go and do this, a Roll Call Friday, and we would identify where every one of you guys were from a zip code perspective. He would say, all right, guys, here we go with the area code, blah, blah, and he would roll with it. The roll call became the signature thing for this show. Roll Call Friday became the signature thing for this show. And that was all him. That had nothing to do with me. That was all his idea. That was all his way of making people feel seen on the show. That was Dave's idea of, hey, screw the norms, right? And everything I have been taught for media and radio and production and everything I had been taught in my life, it was all on the opposite. It was everything Dave said we were going to do it. I was like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to make one person feel like they're the audience, because your audience is supposed to be hundreds of thousands of people, not one. You can't make that one person. And I kept on coming back to the line. What shut that off in my brain, what caused me not to think that anymore, was because I remember the line from Almost Famous when the lead singer says, I go and try to find the guy in the audience who is not getting off, and I get that guy off. That's what I want him to feel from the show. And I thought, you know what? If one person feels like they've been seen, they're going to tell 2. And if 2 people feel seen, they're going to tell 4. And that's how we're going to grow this. Grassroots, old school, just bootstrapped, no money. We have still never spent a single dollar in marketing in the history of this show other than the hats, which is number 4. The hats were just a thing. It was not me. It was entirely Dave. All of these hats, he sent them to you guys. You guys got the hats. You guys took the pictures. You guys went to the events. You guys showed all these cool things that we were all a part of from the brigade. That's all Dave. All these hats, everything that you're seeing on the screen, all from Dave. He was the one that created this thing, this logo. And he was the one that we got the logo, but he was the one that said, you know what we can do with that? We can change colors. We can change colors to fit a fan base. So like we can do a Steelers model, and we can do a Patriot model, and we can do a Celtics model, and we can do a Bruins model. We can do a Blackhawks model. We can do a Penguins model. The creation of these things, the creation of these hats, entirely done by Dave. Entirely his idea to do that. Yeah, he came up with a damn hot dog. Yeah. He went in there. Him and Corbin went in there, and Corbin from Lids, where we never really were allowed to say because they were going to get into trouble as to where we made the hats. We made them at Lids. We have a corporate account at Lids. Dave has a corporate account at Lids. Like, that's how nuts he got with all of this. Every person who works in Vegas there's 2 outlets, one in the north, one in the south. Both have Lid stores and one at Circa. Everybody knows who we are because of Dave. Everyone knows our logo because of Dave. Everyone knows Dave as the hat guy. Oh, you're the hat guy. Oh, you work with the hat guy. Yeah, I work with the hat guy. The hats were amazing. They're absolutely incredible. I know many of you have asked questions about the hats. Okay. So here's the thing. And DeMarco, stay tuned. Okay. I've been approached, and I was approached about 2 weeks ago with a friend of mine who just opened up a business in Iowa doing hats and t-shirts. And him and I were talking this morning, and he is already constructing. We are going to be doing things. We have to get an always forward, never straight t-shirt made within the next week. Okay. That is my goal, to get that thing made and we can sell it. I'm debating with the idea of like, either doing it in some form or fashion as a fundraiser, or doing it where we keep the price extremely low and we make no money at it. We just get the word out and we push it out that way. I don't really know yet as to how we're going to do it, but stay tuned on that. The hats, we'll figure the hats out. The t-shirts are quicker and easier. The hats are going to be a work in progress, but I'm going to try to do a Dave Sharapan model. This is, we're going to do something that's got stuff like that. Okay. So we will do that for sure with this hat, and the other one, the white one, which I don't know where it is, but the other one, the other white one that I created, we'll figure out a way of making it so you guys can get a hold of that. Dave never wanted to do one hat. He wanted every hat to be completely personalized. Well, for this, we're going to have to, sorry, big guy, we got to do it this way just to get it out there. So we're going to do it like that at some point. For me, the opportunity to talk on air with Dave, and this picture got posted by Rich Senko, that I don't have that picture on the left. That is Dave talking with me in the beginning of Pushing the Odds in 2019. That's November of 2019. Fast forward, that's us in 2023 rather, talking to Derek Stevens at Circa for the first live show for us to go out and do that. Like, that is amazing to me that we went from that, Dave having a conversation with me on air in November of 2019, to then fast forward with us doing live shows at Circa Sports and doing everything that we did from the brigade. I will never forget the hours and hours and hours we spent talking on air. Just the conversations, the shows, the laughs. I mean, we just played you a quick little compilation of it. It was incredible. Like, so fun. You guys have no clue how much fun we had on going on trips. We love traveling. Sometimes you travel with people and they suck to travel with, right? Like it really can break apart shows, because you see a side of somebody and you're just like, Jesus Christmas. Like Dave saw a side of me one day. He told the story on air where I almost got arrested by TSA because I wanted to take the guy's head off because I knew what he was doing. He was screwing with me, as he's searching our stuff. He's just like pulling bag off, opening things up. I had packed everything so neatly. I'm like, what the hell is your problem, dude? He was like, calm down. I'm like, no, I'm not calming down. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Why are you doing this? And like, I was like, do you want my supervisor? I'm like, yeah, I want your supervisor. Come here. And the supervisor came on over. I'm like, why is he unpacking all of my stuff? She's like, well, we have to, sir. I'm like, no, you don't. I go, I fly with this stuff all the time. I go, what? Why are you unpacking my stuff? You're taking all my stuff out. I got to put it all back together again. What are you looking for? It was hysterical. Dave saw a whole side of me and he's like, Jesus Christmas, calm the hell down. Reno trip, Chicago trip, Del Mar trip. I mean, just all of them. You know, we had so many ideas. We wanted to go to so many different places. We had these, grandiose ideas of traveling and trying to find our ways to just all these different things if we could. The Resorts World trips, the Super Bowls we went to, Arizona, Los Angeles, Vegas, 3 unbelievable Super Bowls, Chicago to the over-under bar. That top right-hand picture is pushing the odds. That was like the first picture Dave and I ever took together. That was from a remote that I was paid to do, that I asked Dave to do the show with me right at the end. That was the end of my radio show and the beginning of the Bostonian versus the book was there. The picture of me and him at a restaurant, that's us in Arizona. We're at the Super Bowl. We're eating at the ballpark at Chase Bank, right? It's called now. So all the times meeting people in the book, that's Minty Betts. We had a meeting. We met her at the book. We're like, hey, come meet at the book. If you ever met Dave, what did Dave say? Meet me at the book. Every time, meet me at the book. So very, very cool. And then finally, for me, the sayings are unbelievable. I think this means something different to everybody. Always forward, never straight. I know for a bunch of you, there is talk of getting a tattoo that will be honoring Dave. And if anybody is a tattoo artist or knows a tattoo artist, I have some in my brain. I have like a theory of what I think it could be cool, but I think it would be fun to have some type of commemorative tattoo that we all can get. I got 3 tattoos on my left arm because my shoulder was the surgery I had. Well, now I have a right shoulder problem, so now I gotta get a tattoo on my right arm. So always forward, never straight. How we do it, when we do it, where we do it, I don't know. But stay tuned, because that is why this show is going to continue. I have tried really hard, and I've asked everyone that I confide in. I've asked even my daughter, how would you approach this show with the knowledge that Dave has passed? And always forward, never straight is what was said by the brigade last night on Discord when we had the conversation. We had about 100 people in that Discord chat, and every single one of them said, do not stop and do not change the name. Don't do that. Let's honor Dave, and let's honor him by always forward, never straight. We move forward. We move forward in a way that we did not think we were going to be able to move forward or should have to move forward. I was operating the entire time under the assumption that Dave was going to be coming back to this show. There was, Dave was going to come back. And then it looked like more and more that he was not going to come back. And then we had to go through some pretty tough conversations about what it would be like if he didn't come back. What would it be like? I got 2 more quick things I want to do and hang out. I mean, like, we're going to go bonus times. We'll talk sports in bonus time. So if you're watching this on Sports Grid, understand that you got to come over to our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book to get the picks for tonight. If you're watching on Sports Grid, or from last night, I guess, for Sports Grid. But I want to read you one, and I'm going to leave this person anonymous because I thought this was really interesting. And this is, I've received so many messages like this, but this came from a guy who found our show, who found BvB, and he was working at SiriusXM as a producer. And he said he got a job during COVID in 2020. And he was a producer. And so he would run the Sports Grid show on SiriusXM. And he said I listened every afternoon. To be honest, I was a kid then and turned some of the morning shows a little lower and did house chores while they were on. I'm not kidding. I never did that for your show. What you and Dave had on air, I later learned was hard to capture, hard to describe, other than the word synergy. I can only imagine what the relationship was like off air. I now lead. He works in the business. Your show was my intro to all of that. And then I thought maybe I could have a career in this. So I started to learn marketing, started to learn about markets. I started to learn about betting. By listening to you and Dave, it didn't feel like an econ lecture that I was falling asleep in. My heart breaks for you and his family, and I'm sure you hear this a lot, maybe even understand it. But when you listen to someone every day, even if it's only on air, you feel like you know them. I thought many times about reaching out to you, and I never did. But I've since started working at blank. I never did. I wish I did. It's a long-winded answer. Sorry to be long-winded here, but I just wanted to tell you that I am very, very sorry for your loss, and I am thinking about you and Dave. Hang in there. Oh, I put a future on Penn State to win it all this morning for Dave. Yeah. Yeah. That's the show. That's the show. Now, I'm going to play you guys something that has never been seen before. This is what I put together. It's long, okay? So, Will, if you need to cut this and you want to go ahead into bonus time and pull some of the stuff, and if you don't want this to air on Sports Grid, that's fine. I want the live audience to see it. I reached out to Kenny Mayne after Kenny Mayne did our show 2 times. Him and Neil Everett did our show. And then Kenny Mayne came to Vegas, did a comedy show that Dave and I went to go see, and we talked to Kenny for a while afterwards. And as I knew Dave was going into surgery, and once again, if you missed the first part of the show, let me reiterate here, cancer is not what took Dave from us. Okay. Dave did not die of cancer. So Dave, the cancer diagnosis, the cancer surgery is what started everything going down the path. So that's why I feel justified playing this. The people that you will see on your screen, you have seen before. You know them. And they took time out of their day to wish Dave good luck in the surgery. And the surgery went as planned. The surgery worked. Okay. Like the surgery, it worked. It did what it was supposed to do. It's just what happened in the wake of it is what caused us to be sitting here today. I know that's vague, and I apologize for being vague, but I don't think it's appropriate to get all into it. This is what I put together. Again, it's a little long, so Will, if you want to cut it out, you can. But I felt like this is something you guys would find to be pretty cool. Hey Dave, how are you? Madeline, Matt. So I thought I wanted to do something kind of small and put together a video, kind of like a pump-up video. And well, it kind of took off, and it kind of turned into something really pretty wild. Our friends at ESPN, your friends at ESPN, have been incredible. I know this is hard. I know this is going to be a difficult road, but we are all behind you. This video is a way to show you how loved you are and how excited we are for you to get through this. This is for you. We will see you very, very soon.
Hey Dave, it's Kenny Mayne. Your partner Matt wanted famous people to wish you well. That's why I called other people so that they would do so. That's how we're going to play it. I'm out here in a thunderstorm in Connecticut. You're going through your own storm, but I believe in good energy, and we're all sending it to you, and I'm wishing you the very best. Come out of this quick.
Dave. Hey, Dave, fuck cancer. Neil Everett here. Bartender, give us a shot of hope and a chaser of success. You got this, Dave.
Hello, Dave. This is Fred McGriff, ex-Major League Baseball player. Good luck on your surgery this weekend. You got this. You can do it. I believe in you. So let's go.
Dave, it's John Kincaid down in Florida on vacation. And you know I'm wishing you all the best. And you know that I've got your back through this entire thing. And you know that you're strong and you're tough and you're smarter than you look. Believe me, you've got this. And I've got your back. And so many other people that love you do too. Get after it, and then we regroup and get after the next challenge.
Hey Dave, it's Scott Van Pelt. Just checking in. I understand you have a little procedure at UCLA. I'm sure they're going to take fantastic care of you. Just want you to know that I'm thinking of you, and so is Red. Who the hell's Red? I'll show you Red. Hey Red. That's Red. If me and Red are on your side, what else you need? Thinking of you, brother.
What's up, big guy? Your old pal Fitzy checking in, and as you can probably tell, sporting the burned out private detective look. I've recently been diagnosed with a case of the smuggler's blues. Man, just not having a day. Red Sox lost. I'm tired. I think I hurt my shoulder, taking it easy on the beach earlier. This is my last beer in the fridge. And you know what? All of that together, still not as miserable as being a Steelers fan. You, my guy, you got this. All the good thoughts for you. All of them, and then some. You know, I think it was the great warrior, philosopher, poet of our times, Rocky Balboa, who said it best. Life, it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. And you're going to win this. You're going to beat this, my guy. Yeah, you are. Because you know what? We need you. The world needs you. But I especially need you to get better so we can do some more of those internet hits. I mean, tens of dozens of people are relying on you and I to do our thing, going back and forth about the Pats and Steelers, you son of a gun. All right. Do it. Yeah, you know, just like Schwarzenegger says, come on, Dave, do it. Do it. Come on, do it now. Now, do it. You can do it, man. I love you. You got this.
Hi, Daddy. It's me and Charlie, and we just wanted to tell you how much we love you, and you're the strongest person we know, and we got through the stroke together, so we're going to get through this cancer together, and we're all here for you every step of the way, and I can't wait to see you ring the bell when you're cancer-free. I love you so much, and you got this.
Hey Dave, wanted to let you know we're all thinking of you as you go through this battle. Look, the bottom line is you've always been a fighter, you will continue to be a fighter, and you'll kick cancer's ass like you've stared down every other challenge along the way. If Sharapan strong isn't a saying already, we'll make it one, as the case may be. So our thoughts and prayers are with you as you go through this process. You know that we all love you throughout the space. You're surrounded by some of the strongest women out there with your daughters and your wife. And most importantly, Dave, I had to make sure for the video that I grabbed a lid that I'm willing to bet you don't have in your collection. I know it's something rare, but I try to do something special. We're thinking of you, buddy. Kick cancer's ass. We know you'll do a great job like you always do.
Hey, Dave. Cooper Manning here. Just want to let you know we're thinking about you and pulling for you this week. I know you got a lot on your plate and just a lot of people cheering for you and behind you. So hang tough, stay strong. We got your back.
Hey Dave, Bill Pito here. I hear you're going through a bit of a health challenge. All the best to you. Hopefully you get back to full health as quickly as possible, and good luck with all that's going on.
Big Dave, Alan Bell here, and the entire Driving the Line crew. Just reaching out. We all want to wish you a speedy recovery. We also want to wish the doctors at UCLA the best of hands and take care of our boy. Big Dave, you're going to do just fine. You don't worry about a thing. You just take care of yourself and get yourself healthy. You're going to be back to normal in no time. Buddy, we're all proud of you for fighting strong, man. So on behalf of me, the entire Driving the Line crew, we love you, buddy. All right. Best wishes. We'll be here for you. See ya.
Hey, Dave. What's up? It's Allison Becker from Parks and Recreation and Curb Your Enthusiasm and a bunch of other crap, but that's not important right now. What is important right now is you, and I heard that you are having cancer surgery soon, so I just wanted to let you know that I'm thinking about you, and you got this. Cancer sucks. It's been messing with some people in my life as well, and I'm sorry you're dealing with this, but you got this, And just remember that surgery is the easy part, you know, because it's literally time travel. You close your eyes, you open your eyes, and you're in a different room. So just think about it like that. Good luck. I'm thinking about you.
Hey, Dave, wishing you the best of luck in the surgery and more importantly, the recovery afterwards, because we know you're going to get through this and can't wait to get back on the air, talk a little sports and sports betting with you. You're just such a passionate person when it comes down to this industry, and know that you've got so many people pulling for you. So good luck. I know you're going to get through it, and looking forward to catching back up on the backside of it all. Good luck, buddy.
Hey, I'm Randall Cunningham, and I'm wishing you success in a full recovery and a full healing. All right, God bless you.
Hey, Dave. This is Sage Rosenfels. I used to play tackle football, played for a few NFL teams. You've got a great memory. Washington, Miami, Houston, Minnesota, the New York Giants. Backed up some great players, played with some great players. You are a great player. I know you're going to beat this thing. You can do hard things. We all can do hard things. You got this. I'm rooting for you. I'm thinking about you. Sending good vibes your way. Have a good one, Dave.
So yeah, I had to put the hat on for you, Dave, because I didn't want to, show the hair off. Because I know you. I'm praying for you. You're going to beat this. If you need anything, I'm just a phone call or a text away. Talk to you soon, brother.
Dave, how are you? Ben Schwartz here, wishing you all the best vibes. Hope that you have an incredible surgery. Rooting you on from here. Hope it all goes well, man.
Hey, Dave, good luck this week in UCLA. We're praying for you throughout the surgery. The entire team here at Circa wishes you nothing but the best, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Get well.
Hi, Daddy. It's Kelsey, Charlie, Kylie, and Kendall. And we just wanted to tell you how much we love you, and you're the strongest person we know, and we know you're going to beat cancer. You already got through the stroke, so now we know you're going to get through this cancer, and we can't wait to see you ring the bell when you're cancer-free after surgery. We love you, and we'll be thinking about you the whole time.
Easy
Bye,
money.
Daddy.
You got it.
So hopefully you guys understood why I played that. You saw the names and the people and the number. I mean, that I had to turn. I mean, there were still more coming after I had produced it. There were still more people sending stuff in that wanted to be a part of that and wanted to send things in. So I wanted to have everyone know that Kenny Mayne is the one that did most of the heavy lifting on that. I did the production, but Kenny Mayne did the one that put together that. And Dave did see that before he had surgery. He did see that. And that was a really cool thing to know that he was able to see that and know all those people that were reaching out to him. And it was pretty cool. It was, I know it meant a lot to Dave and to the family. And again, that's why I wanted to reiterate that, the cancer surgery worked. Like it's what happened afterwards that caused the problem. So it's like you never know with health. You never know how quickly things can turn and how fast things can go, and your body gets beat up. And Dave had a lot of things going on for 5 years. And, again, just to kind of say what I said at the top, it's sort of the comfort I have is that Dave's at peace. He's at peace, and he had a chance to touch all of our lives. And I'm extremely thankful for every day I got with Dave and every conversation I have. And the really bleeped up thing of all of this is there are about 850 episodes of this show with Dave and I on video. That is really hard to think about. A part of me is so excited. A part of me is so thankful that we have that we have so many episodes. I mean, we have the audio of all of them. The video, if you remember going back to the Props days, Props erased their entire YouTube channel. So like the first year and a half of this show, there's no record of it. Like if Eric doesn't have it, nobody has it. Like he's the only one that would have it. So it just sort of sucks that like we don't have the very beginning of the show, but we do have a lot of the show. You know, that's the season piece. So before we go into the sports world, and we'll say goodbye to our sports grid people, and we'll go into sports talking in bonus time. If you guys are interested in talking more about what happened with Dave, we're going to do it on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time to remember Dave on our Discord channel. So if you guys aren't part of our Discord, it's free, it's easy. Just go to our website, thebvbshow.com, and there is a link directly to our Discord. It's free. You can join it. The Brigade chat is where most people hang out on our Discord, but there's others as well. And I'm going to be doing, I did about an hour and a half of me talking and then like 20 minutes of the Brigade talking last night. So I want to invert that on Thursday, and I want to give you guys the chance to talk and give you guys the chance to have the conversation. So I thought Thursday might be good because there's a game going on, so we can watch the game together, and you guys can tell stories, and we can remember Dave in our own way. And I can answer some of the questions you guys have in the chat. There's just a lot of people who are asking a bunch of questions. And again, because of we're on Sports Grid, we're on national TV, I don't want to tell, there's certain things that need to be kept kind of private. And so for the people that were in the chat last night, you guys got kind of a behind the scenes look as to what the last 3 months have been like. I'll try to do my best to kind of get everyone up to speed. If you're interested in those types of things, if you want to know more about what this has been like. And so you guys can do that by jumping in on Thursday for us on our Discord, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time coming up on Thursday, to be a part of everything. Before we let go of Sports Grid, I just want to we'll start what happened last night and then we'll roll it into the bonus time. But there is one game that we have to talk about just quickly here because I can't believe, oh no, did it happen? Did it freeze again? Oh, that's so bummer. The thing froze. Okay, so we can just do I don't know why that's happening. When the ability, I can use everything except the things to fire. I need to ask them why that's happening. But we can talk about the one game, the universe. I mean, how does this happen? How do the Steelers play the Patriots the day after? And technically, East Coast time, I mean, I'm not sure exactly when on Saturday Dave passed, but I got the text message at 10 p.m. Pacific time, which is 1 a.m. Eastern. So we were into Sunday. When I found out, it was Sunday. And that should be 21-14. Sorry, whoops, that's the wrong score. Typical me, right? In typical fashion, Dave would say, I didn't read it before. I'm sorry. I didn't look at the rundown. I should have seen the rundown. And no, you made that mistake. Steelers beat the Patriots 21-14. If you guys know me and you've been around me for a while, you know that I've got numbers that I am really kind of crazy about. I'm not superstitious, but I am superstitious about my numbers. And my numbers are 2, 4, 7, 14, 21. Those are my numbers my whole life. I wore 14 or 21. Those are my two numbers. You see, every sports team I was on, 14, 21. Those are the score. Those are my numbers in high school. My numbers were 14 and 21. Steelers beat the Patriots 21-14. Are you kidding me? For the Bostonian versus the book? I kept on going, there's no way this is going to fall 21-14, right? There's no way that's going to happen. It's not going to fall 21-14, right? There's just no way. 5 turnovers. The Patriots fumbled the ball at the goal line twice. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, that was a miracle win for the Steelers. Patriots dominated. And in every facet of that game, the Patriots dominated. They should have won that game by 30. That was a blowout. 1 pick, 4 fumbles for the Patriots. 21-14. How does that happen? How does that happen? I just don't understand. I just don't understand how that happened. That's the universe right there. I mean, I was the whole time I'm watching the game. I'm laughing and I'm hearing him in my ear. And I'm just going, he's like, the Steelers had no business winning that game. They had no business winning that game. And they won the game 21-14. Just absolutely unbelievable. Yeah. The fact that it was 21-14 doesn't make any sense. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's awesome. Kylie's in the chat. Okay. That's really cool. All right. So I'm saying goodbye to Sports Grid. We'll go into bonus time. We can be a bit more free flowing. If you guys are watching on Sports Grid, thank you for being here. We appreciate all of you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me do this. to remember a guy that impacted so many of us in so many incredible ways. We will go to bonus time. StreamYard's not going to let me play Little Fun Sounder because it froze, which is absolutely appropriate given this show, given the history of this show, the fact that I can't play the Sounders. But we go to bonus time. For you guys who are watching live, don't move. More to come here. Bonus time starts now. Okay. I think that's hysterical that everything's freezing. It froze to start the show. It froze during the show, which is just completely and totally typical for everything that happens normally for us. Covey, you're extremely generous. Thank you for that. I appreciate you doing that. Mr. Wobble, rest in peace, Dave. You'll forever be remembered by so many. Prayers of the Considered Girls. Matt, thank you for being our beacon through all of this, but please take care of yourself too. We got you. Please reach out to any of us. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate, exactly. Am I missing Amanda's internet? There's no debate I'm missing, but this actually isn't an Amanda internet problem. This is a StreamYard problem. Like this is, I wish I could blame my internet on it, but I can't. It's a StreamYard problem, and it's been a problem. StreamYard's had issues like this for a while, so it's not that stunning that that this froze. But we don't need. All I need are the crayons, if you will, on this. I just need to be able to put that up on the screen. So as long as I can do that, we can talk and get into football. I'm not frozen, but I probably did freeze at some point on this. I probably did. Yes. And that's a great point. The GoFundMe is still open. If you go to Dave's Twitter account at SportsBKConsig, and you will see on the timeline, you will see a link. I should have done that. Thank you, Covey. That's my fault. I apologize for that. I should have had that link on the show. We'll do that tomorrow. At the top of the show, I'll repost a link to the GoFundMe. If you guys want to support the Sharapans, absolutely 100%. Yes. So the GoFundMe is still open. So please go ahead, go and do that. I did not see. And if Kylie, if you want to come on the show, I mean, I know you probably don't, but if you do at all, just go ahead and let me know. Yeah, there we go. There's Kylie. Sorry, hold on. I have to go meet a guy about a thing. Yeah. I mean, just, yeah. All three of you, all the Consig girls, all three of you guys have been in my thoughts the entire time since I found out, especially Kendall, because she's Madeline's age. And I'm speaking through the show to all of you, to Jessica, to Kendall, Kylie, all of you guys, everyone. Kelsey was on. We had the moment with the UNLV shooting that I'll never forget, when she was in the library and she was up on the top, and I was getting text messages, and like, that's a show that I talked about, that show last week to my class at UNLV, and what that was like. And I didn't know any of this was going to happen, obviously. So it was really kind of wild, but telling them the stories about, like, what do you do on air? Like, how do you do that? How do you handle that situation when you're on the air and your daughter is on a school campus where there is an active shooter? Like, I thought about the show. My daughter came home and told me that there was a rumor going around school that one of her classmates had been expelled because he had threatened to shoot her teacher. This is in 6th grade. And so I'm back for, like, literally, I'm on the ground back in Vegas for, like, I don't know, 2 hours. And my daughter is telling me this story. Now there's it turned out to be a rumor. Okay. So, how kids get with rumors in schools and whatnot. It's a big game of telephone that oftentimes is not correct. So we're still trying to figure out all the details of all of it. But it was the first thing I thought of like, what Dave must have felt like in that moment, when he's like, wait, my daughter's on that campus. Hold on a second. So tough. Tough. Did any of my students remember? They were so young then? Not really. I mean, it happened 2 years ago. The shooting at UNLV was 2 years ago. So most of the kids were in high school. So yeah, they remember. I mean, a lot of them didn't know. A lot of them didn't know because
they weren't from they were from UNLV or they weren't from Vegas. So that's why they didn't know. Unfortunately, when somebody says school shooting, it's like, well, which one are you talking about? There's been 40 this year. So that's the commonplace, unfortunately, of living in America with children in school, is that we're playing this horrific game of roulette. And when does your number come up? So, that's a different topic for a different day. But, these kids remember all of it. They remember all of it. So, yeah, Rincon, that's the definition of a people's man. Yeah, 100%. 100% on that. So, so we'll do this. I'll do like a 20-minute little, let's talk some football. And then we'll get into tomorrow. We'll do some things tomorrow, obviously. And then Thursday we'll do the Discord, and you guys can just, again, I talked for an hour plus last night. It was therapy for me. I really appreciate everyone that was there to kind of listen to me talk and get a lot of this stuff out, because I think today's show would have been a lot more difficult to do for me. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat losing his mind, but my cat is very angry. He was left alone for 3 weeks because I was back from my surgery. We had someone staying cat watching with him, but he was alone for a lot, and he's like losing his brain. So when he's alone, he screams, like legitimately just sits there and screams. We talked about the Steelers win, but the Eagles are undefeated. A 19-point comeback against the Rams. They blocked a kick, returned it for a touchdown with no time remaining. If you were on the Rams at +3.5, that right now is the worst beat of the 2025 football season. That was ridiculous that happened yesterday. It was the one of 5 block kicks that happened yesterday, including the end of the Browns game, which we'll get to that in a second. And then the kick for the Jets. They lost the game, but the Jets blocked the kick, returned it for a touchdown, and then they left too much time on the clock, and the Bucs went down and kicked the game-winning field goal to win the game 29-27. Yesterday was absolutely insane from a football perspective and a betting perspective. The Cowboys defense looked absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't even know if they learned how to play defense in high school. That was so bad. Like, everyone's talking about what was impressive, the 4 touchdown tosses for Caleb Williams or how bad the defense was for the Cowboys. As somebody who was on the over in that game, I'm more concerned about why the Cowboys only scored 14 points. Like, how do they only score 14 points on that defense? Like, come on. I know CD got hurt, but when one guy gets hurt, it can't knock out the entire offense. Like, what was that? Because we know what's going to happen. The Cowboys have to score 30 points a game to win against anybody. That's just what this year is going to be like. So they score 14 and CD gets hurt. He did escape big injury, but you got big problems. You got some really big problems going on here. And I don't understand how they scored 14 points. That made no sense. 0, none, zip. I was so confused by that Cowboy loss yesterday. But the defense, now they're 1-2, and that defense was going to be bad. We knew that. But Matt Eberflus better get going, or he's not going to have a job for much longer. Because that defense, like, you can be an average middle-of-the-road defense and still be a good football team. You can't be what the Cowboys are. They're the worst defense in football by far. By far, the worst defense in football. Just so bad with all of this. Isaiah Rodgers had a game of games. He became the first player in NFL history yesterday with a pick 6, a fumble return for a touchdown, 2 forced fumbles in the same game. He did that on the first half against Cincinnati. In the first half. That was one half of football. He did that. That is unbelievable to do that. Unreal first half against Cincinnati. A team that I tried to warn you guys about Zach Taylor. Look, the Vikings are having a backup quarterback as well. But Zach Taylor is now 8-23 as a head coach without Joe Burrow as his quarterback. Joe Burrow covers up a lot of issues. And without Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, nope. At some point, you're going to have to ask the question, because Joe's not coming back. Is this entire year a wash? Because that was unbelievable yesterday. That game was a rout of routes. And if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan, you're looking at 2026, and you might be looking at a new head coach as well. Speaking of head coaches, what is going on with the Texans?
The Texans offense is now horrible. The interception that got thrown at the end of the game, unacceptable. Can't happen. CJ Stroud can't do that. Can't throw that pick there. Texans are now the only team in the last 20 seasons to be 0-3 despite allowing fewer than 55 points through 3 weeks. That's not their fault. I mean, that's not the defense's fault. And you could say, well, DeMeco Ryans is a defensive-minded head coach. You're absolutely right. Defensive-minded head coach. But the offense is also his responsibility. And the offense is awful. Like, it's just awful. 10 points? 10 points? How do you score 10 points? 17-10 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars ends that domination of road wins for the Texans against divisional opponents. I believe it was 11 straight that they had won on the road against divisional opponents. Oh, how about the Packers? That killed me yesterday. I'll use different language. Yep. Wrong word. Sorry. Lost my train. My fault. Excuse me. I apologize. Love throwing that pick. Then the blocked field goal. I can't get over the blocked field goals yesterday, but then to lose the game on a game-winning kick because their defense couldn't stop the Browns from getting into field goal range. 55-yarder is kicked and goes in. Packers crush my teaser. Packers knocked 2 survivor picks out for me. And in the Circa Survivor, we finally had Armageddon for a game. We finally had a game in which it knocked out a whole litany of people in the contest. Over 3,000 went out with the Packers losing to the Browns. Boy, as I told you, I want the Packers to lose to the Cowboys next week. The Cowboys beat the Packers, which I hope happens. Then I will come in and bet the Packers to win the Super Bowl. That's when I will bet it because their odds will plummet if they lose to the Cowboys next week. And they're 2-2. They lose to everybody. Then I'll buy a Packers future because we'll get good value coming up on that. Just how bad are the Saints going to be? Like, seriously, how bad are the Saints going? Do you watch any of that game against Seattle? That was unbelievable. Now, Sam Darnold, as a 7-point favorite or more, improved to 5-0 against the straight up and 4-1 against the spread. Sam Darnold is a good quarterback to back when they're heavy favorites. But, I mean, you could have played quarterback. I could have played quarterback. Didn't matter. Saints couldn't do anything. Their offense is awful. Their defense can't tackle. Their defense is horrible. Special teams, kick return for a touchdown. Can't do. I mean, that was over in the first quarter. That was the easiest bet of the weekend for me. Laying 7 with Seattle. That was a put your feet up and we're all good. There's no problems with that whatsoever. That was an impressive performance by the Seattle Seahawks at home, who finally quieted down people about where's the home field advantage? Where's the home field advantage? Well, you got it yesterday with Seattle. Titan fans are starting to wake up. I told you Zach Taylor's not good, but I told you Brian Callahan equally is a horrible head coach, and having him as your head coach is a really bad idea. His dad is the offensive line coach. Not a bad old line coach, but not a good idea to have father and son. The Titans are absolute dumpster fire. The Colts destroyed them yesterday. And the Titan fans were chanting to fire Brian Callahan. Firing Brian Callahan. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that we're already here. Because they're psyched about Cam Ward. Like last year, it was Will Levis, and they're like, we don't care. It's Will Levis. Brian Callahan on the hot seat already. By the way, home teams yesterday, 11-3 straight up. Home teams, 11-3. Does that continue coming up here for tonight? We'll see. Here's the problem. I can't play my Just the Picks sounder, right? Still frozen? We're still frozen, right? Yeah, we're still frozen. Yep, still frozen. Okay, that's too bad. I can't play Just the Picks, but I can tell you Just the Picks. Time for Just the Picks. What am I playing for tonight? I am playing the Ravens, teasing them down to either a pick or plus a half a point, 5.5, 6, depending on what the number is. I haven't even looked at it recently. Sorry. Let's see. Let's pull that up real fast and see what the live number is for tonight. The live number is down. Ooh, I got lucky. I teased it down. Okay, it's 4.5. Money coming in here on Detroit. On Detroit. That's interesting. So you can tease it. I don't like going that far down. I might be inclined to tease it up at this point to Detroit plus 10.5. That might be a better play, but the total is all the way up to 54. Yeah, 54 at Circa, 54 at Superbook. Not a very big surprise there, given these defenses and given the offenses that we're going to see here. I like that. Tease it down. Go over 47. It's at 54. I got 53. Pull it down to 47. You can teal it down to 48. I don't mind that, but get it below 50. Even though I know the Bears and the Cowboys were supposed to fly over and it didn't, I do think this will. But Jared Goff outside, give me the Ravens. Team total, the Ravens. They've scored over 40 in 2 weeks. They do it again here against the Lions, but I don't need 40. I just need 30. Team total, Ravens, over 29.5. It was cheap last night. It's minus 114. Go ahead and jump in on that. And for the BvB prop bet of the day, can't play the sounder because we're frozen, but Jared Goff, over 260.5 passing yards tonight. The Ravens have no pass rush, none. The Ravens are giving up big plays all over the place, big yards all over the place. Their defense up to this point has been really suspect. Now, maybe they fix everything and maybe they come, tonight and really play well at home in prime time. But I still think that Jared Goff's going to be trailing for most of this game. So I think Jared Goff will be throwing the football a lot. Prop bet of the day is Jared Goff over 260.5 passing yards for today. So same game teaser for the Ravens and the over team total for the Ravens over 29.5. If it's a low scoring game for the Ravens, I'm dead. I'm completely and totally dead on that. Yeah. Daniel G, I'm with you. Hammer the over. It's hard. It's hard to see both these defenses showing up tonight and playing well. Okay. Favorite thing about today. My favorite thing about today is all of you who have spent the last hour and 15 minutes hanging out with me, remembering Dave. The 100 people that showed up last night on the Discord channel, and the fact that Jessica and the girls are watching the show right now, and that we may have some more stuff happening, but I can't wait to talk to all you guys on Thursday on the Discord channel chat, because I think it will be even more, some more time. I think we'll have a chance to let our emotions tamp down a little bit, and we all can get together. And remember, Dave, I'm not going to put out clips for the show today. I was thinking about this morning, because normally I clip the show and put out little excerpts of the show. I don't think I want the whole hour. Like if you care about Dave and you care about remembering Dave and you care about talking and hearing people talk about Dave, let's just let the whole hour sit. Let the whole hour just kind of be there and not clip it and not, don't put out shorts, just the whole thing. So favorite thing about today, it's you guys let me do this. My thanks to Sports Grid. They've been great. Just saying, hey, do what you got to do whatever show you got to do. We'll air it. We'll put it on. I think in closing, I want to thank, and I thank the brigade a lot for a lot of things, but I really do appreciate what happened last night, because how do I say this? I am somebody who really tries hard to do the right thing. And when I don't know what the right thing is, I sometimes get like a paralysis, and I end up just sort of stopping and not doing anything because I don't want to make the wrong decision and the wrong choice. And so the name of the show, continuing the show, all of the things that I have been thinking about for the last, and even before, I mean, I played out the scenario that if Dave didn't get better and if Dave did pass away, what would that look like? What would I do, and how would I handle it? Like from a professional standpoint, not personal, but professional. And the answer was, I don't know. Like somebody would ask me, what are you going to do? I would say, I don't know. So I have no idea. I go, I'm not even thinking about that. I don't even, that's not going to happen. So why am I thinking about that? I literally had that conversation with people with my own family. And yesterday was you guys really put my heart at ease yesterday when it was it wasn't like, do what you want, Matt. Like, do what's in the best interest for you, Matt. Like those things, those things that were being said last night, it was such a resounding, don't you fucking dare stop. And don't you fucking dare think about changing the name of the show. You're not even like, that's not even a question. Like, why you're not even going to, like, that you guys wouldn't let me even like get through that last night. And so doing what we did last night was unbelievable. That was really helpful for me. That was really, I'll remember last night for a really long time for that. So that's why I want to do it again, because for those of you who missed it, and frankly, I just rambled and I was like, yeah, you guys can talk. And it was just me talking basically for an hour straight. So I want to give you guys the chance to tell more stories and talk and just, tell whatever story you want to tell and remember him in any way that you want to remember Dave. And, the funniest part last night, and I had a cathartic moment. I had a light bulb moment. So in Dave, in his classic style, in what is the only Dave could do, Dave read that screen name as Linus Crimmage. I also read that screen name as Linus Crimmage. That's not what that screen name is. As I learned last night, that Dave has been pronouncing this for years. I was pronouncing this for years. It's line of scrimmage. Like football. Line of scrimmage. Scrimmage. Not crimmage. Scrimmage. I didn't know that either. And Dave would say, Linus Crimmage. And that's how he would read Roll Call Friday. Linus Scrimmage. Right? Linus Crimmage. And we all would like nod. Dave and I would nod. Like that's the screen name. And then last night, Addison's like, you guys know that that's not what that is, right? Like we never wanted to correct you guys because we loved it so much and we loved when Dave was doing that. So I wanted to tell you that you guys were saying it wrong the entire time. And we were like, what are you talking about? Line of scrimmage. When you say line of scrimmage fast, it's line of scrimmage. Oh no, Chicago Kristen. That was no joke. That was not a joke. That was real. Him and I both thought that was Linus Crimmage 100%. That was no inside joke. That was no tongue in cheek. Like that was him and I really did think that. we were, I mean, last night on the Discord, that was the highlight. That was so funny. That was really funny. I don't think, and people are asking if it was recorded last night. I don't think last night was recorded. I don't think we have the ability to record the Discord. But that's why I want to do it again. Because I think it was live for multiple shows. Yeah. I didn't see. I'm not the only one. See, Dave and I weren't the only two. Yeah, it's probably best it wasn't recorded. That's probably true. I mean, there was a lot of honesty being said in that. I said some things that probably I wouldn't want people in the media to hear me say. So, I was venting a bit last night at some of the things that were going on online that I was really kind of interested. Let's call it that. I was interested in the way that it was going. So, thank you for that. I appreciate that, man. That's nice of you. Thank you. The intro was done by Eric Garcia. Thank you for doing that. If you missed the intro, go and watch it. It's a 4-minute collection of some of the best clips in the history of this show. And if you don't laugh multiple times, I don't think you have a sense of humor, because some of those things are just absolutely hysterical. Like, just meat curtains always will live in forever. It will be forever for the rest of my life. When somebody says that will be what I remember and what I will talk about and what I will do. And, keeping the memory of what the show was, and then keeping in always forward, never straight, like keeping in the full that saying was our mantra anyway. That was our calling card. That was what we said to each other all the time, and that's what we used to get through when, when things were rough, when things were like, if we lost a sponsorship deal or we had something that was negative that popped up, Dave obviously would say, he's like, hey, we have to live this. We have to live always forward, never straight. We can't just say it. Like, we have to live it. Like, this is always forward, never straight. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Yeah. Moose Knuckle, Glory Hole, all of them. I mean, they're all going to be there. They're all going to be amazing on this. So, good. I'm happy to hear that, Ryan, that Wager Talk did that. That's nice of them. Good. I'm glad they're doing that. But watch the beginning. Eric did that. Sonic has done all of this stuff. I mean, I did the video, the pre-surgery video. That was me, but it was Kenny Mayne. I just did the production. It was Kenny Mayne. Furries, Green Door. Like, these are all things that we should talk about on Thursday. These are all stories that we 100% should be talking. But if Kendall's in there, we can't talk about that. Just FYI. Like, that is TVMA. That is NC-17. That is, yes, Dave was Anchorman. He would read anything and everything. Yes. Not safe for operating heavy machinery or weightlifting. Yeah. So it was really fun. I can't believe I'm not going to talk to my friend ever again. I can't. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just this has not landed. It's not landed. It's not real. Like, I just, the whole thing. I just, so Sonic, whatever you got, put it in the Discord, put it all in, always forward, never straight. And that's what really comes into play now, right? It's always moving forward, and the show moves forward. BvB continues, and we keep going. And I got to really, in closing, I'll say this. There may be an event at a sports book here in Vegas. I got a text message last night from a friend of ours, and you guys could probably guess which book that is, but and asking me what we would want to do, asking me, hey, would this be okay? And I said, okay, we got to talk to the family and we got to figure these things out, but stay tuned for that is what I basically would say. Stay tuned. Kylie, I'll take care of you. Don't worry. Don't stress. Your mom's texting me right now, but don't worry about that. I'll take care of you guys. I'll make sure if you guys want to get into the Discord, I'll make sure you guys get in. The simplest thing to do, this is for Kylie and everybody. The easiest thing to do is just to go to our website, go to thebvbshow.com. There's a link right on the front page. It'll take you right to it. So it'll have you download the app and then you can go out right into it. So if you guys want to get in the Discord, that's an awesome place to go. It's free, obviously, and it's simple. So it's thebvbshow.com. And there's been it's been amazing to see the people. That's why I went and did that last night, because I felt like it's our safe place. How about that? You can say and do whatever you need. If you need to cry, you want to yell, you want to get mad, it's a place where you can go and do that. And I'll do my best, to kind of shepherd you guys through all of this. And it's going to be hard for a long time. It's going to be hard, but I know in true Dave fashion, he would always say, on to the next game, on to the next game, on to the next game. It's just on to the next game. And that's what he would want us to do. He'd want us to go on to the next game. He'd want us to go on to looking at the lines tonight, and then looking at the lines on Tuesday, and then looking at preseason hockey. And, hockey season's right around the corner. And he, love talking hockey and love getting ready for hockey. And, then we get into basketball, and then we get into college basketball, and, the rhythm of the seasons, no one loved that more than him. The rhythm. And then look, the baseball playoffs, my gosh, did anybody love Major League Baseball playoffs more than Dave Sharapan? Nobody did. I mean, he loved Major League Baseball and loved Major League Baseball playoffs. So, you know, just really, really cool. So really, really cool. Pierre in the cut. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for, baseball matchup futures. I mean, heck, no, he crushed it. Yeah. Understatement. I agree. Yeah. The exacta king. That's what he was. Not a horse guy though, right? Not a horse guy. We love you, Dave. I'm so happy you're at peace, but I'm going to miss you so fucking much. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for being part of the brigade. Tomorrow we'll go and we'll talk about Dave all week, but we'll do more football, more of a traditional show tomorrow. But rewatch this show, rewatch the intro, and I'll see you guys in the Discord channel. Thank you for being here. Talk to you tomorrow for a Tuesday's episode of the Bostonian versus the Book.